everyone, and welcome to this webinar on European Green Deal product innovation opportunities using thermoplastic elastomers. My name is Mikko Långström, and I'm the Business Sales Manager for Plastics at Bjørn Thorsen. First of all, I want to say that I am so happy to see so many of you participating today. I know we would all prefer probably seeing each other face-to-face in meetings or at trade fairs, but I'm happy that you're here today, and I hope you will find our webinar topic very interesting and take some good learnings with you from this webinar. As you've probably noticed, this is a joint webinar between Bjørn Thorsen Group and ExxonMobil Chemical. Therefore, it is my pleasure to introduce you to my colleague, Vincent Rerat from ExxonMobil, who will be introducing you to the world of Santoprene TPV today. Vincent, I think it's better you introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Mikko, for this kind of introduction. And good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. I'm Vincent Rerat, technical expert for the specialty elastomers business at ExxonMobil Chemical. And Mikko and myself will be delighted really to bring you through a journey to explore the opportunities elastomers can offer across your value chain to embrace the European Green Deal. But before moving on the topic, I would like to pass back the floor to Mikko, who will give you some flavors about the high-level insights on Bjørn Thorsen's group. Mikko, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Vincent. As Vincent said, I give you two slides shortly about who Bjørn Thorsen is, if you don't know that, and another slide about the collaboration between Bjørn Thorsen Group and ExxonMobil Chemical. As you can see here, Bjørn Thorsen is a chemical distributor with a very long experience, almost 70 years. We are a Danish-based company with our head office in Copenhagen, Denmark, and if I then jump into the products that we work with, and the most important for today, Santoprene TPV. We've started to work with this Santoprene TPV in 1988, so more than 30 years ago. Today, we are the appointed distributor for Santoprene TPV in all the Nordic and Baltic countries, as well as the UK and Ireland. You can see also here that we are not anymore only Nordic company, but we've actually been expanding quite rapidly our distribution area, covering most of Europe. And you can see here also that we are actually distributing products also in China. On the map here, you see a lot of small black spots, and short introduction to those. Of course, a lot of these are covering our sales areas inside Europe. But there is also, for example, warehouses shown. We are today having warehouses for our materials in UK, in the Nordic countries, and in France. Finally, I want to mention also that we are having lab facilities in France and in the Nordics to support our customer projects as well as our internal development projects. Now moving on to the partnership between Bjørn Thorsen Group and ExxonMobil Chemical. You might be thinking, what else is there apart from the distribution? So distribution started more than 30 years ago. And also the distribution portfolio has been expanded from Santoprene TPV to other materials such as Vistamax Performance Polymer, Excelo Compatibilizers, Vistalom EPDM Rubber, Butyl Rubber, and Escor ethylene acrylic acid. In the more recent years, the collaboration between ExxonMobil and Bjørn Thorsen Group has become deeper, and today these two companies are material development partners sharing a common agenda aiming to fulfill common strategic goals. Some of these goals are fulfilled in collaboration with our affiliated companies, and I give you here two examples. We, for example, manufacture OptiPrene TPV, an enhanced TPV solution, or enhanced TPV solutions at our affiliated company, Customized Compound Solutions, or as we call it, CCS. Another example is Actitech Compatibilizer. a crafted Vistamax performance polymer that is manufactured at our affiliated company, Nordic Crafting Company. We will come back to some of these products that we manufacture in collaboration and have designed and innovated together with ExxonMobil later. But in case you have any questions, you, of course, after the webinar, can always reach out to me or any of my colleagues or our partners worldwide. But now, without further ado, I will be delighted to give the floor back to Vincent, and he will take you to the world of Santoprene TPV and how it can support your product innovation. Go ahead, Vincent.
Thank you very much, Mikko. And let's jump into the topic, and with a first statement from European Green Deal saying European Union will become carbon neutral by 2050. And this will happen by turning climate and environmental challenges into opportunities across all policy areas and making the transition just and inclusive for all. This is the ambitious Green Deal proposal for European Union Commissions, who proposes to set up a European Union legislation in place, shifting this political willingness into constraining legal obligations that will drive new investments at all levels. And this slide shows the different policies and action points the European Green Deal will integrate. Reaching the carbon neutrality will support the development of a circular economy model, helping to preserve Europe's natural resources while doing more with less through more sustainable use of chemicals and resources. And achieving the climate neutrality will involve, of course, targets for all the sectors that range from energy, building constructions, industry, and mobility. But let's analyze together the market trends driven by those regulations and the corresponding solutions taken into considerations by the key stakeholders when it comes to new product design. How can we do more with less? How can we create values with less material while preserving the resources? Which materials are the best positioned to unleash the freedom of design? Looking at the longevity aspects, an economy which is based on planned obsolescence has no space anymore. And among the quality standards, durability matters, which is not incompatible with differentiated products. The circular economy model is at the end a foundation, a framework of the two aforementioned points, where the European Union economy uses only 12% of recycled material today. Think of tomorrow's products integrating post-recycling possibilities while reaching less waste both through a simplified and rationalized design using high-quality products. And this is a clear path forward to embrace those disruptive trends while regulation is expected to resolve quickly. And how will this impact your business at the end? How to leverage all these trends into opportunities for your business and take one step ahead in your market. And I hope this presentation will stimulate some inspirations to some of you. Indeed, the Santoprene TPV is one of the materials of choice that helps bringing a rational answer to those mega trends. But before moving on this topic, let me explain in a few words what a Santoprene TPV is. And for more than 40 years now, the TPV in a nutshell was invented with a very simple concept in mind that has revolutionized the industry. Deliver a ready-to-use material that behaves like a rubber but can be processed like a thermoplastic. And Santoprene TPV gives an access to a material that presents key properties of thermosets rubbers like EPDM's compounds, but coming along with the ease of processing of thermoplastics, including, of course, the melt reprocessability. And this slide here shows you the morphology of samples of Santoprene TPV analyzed by microscopy. And you can clearly see here the microstructure with these EPDM rubber particles, which are finely dispersed into a thermoplastic phase. The EPDM rubber represented here by the black area and the thermoplastic phase represented here by the white area on this photography. Let's start now our journey and start with the freedom of design. Which designer has never dreamt of a material that enables to create without constraints, pushing the frontiers of the shape, color, while meeting the functions of the products it will be designed for? And a smart design can only happen with collaboration throughout the value chain. But before moving forward, please keep in mind one value, that 80% of the product's environmental impacts are determined at the design phase, which puts even more importance on the product choice material designers are picking. But let's simplify those wordings through a very practical example. And on this slide, you can see here a vacuum cleaner pipe adapter. This sounds quite a complicated part with a typical design that includes multi-materials such as metallic pipes and plastic pipes which are kept together. But looking now at the same part, but through the Santoprene's eyes, opens now a new design horizon. Replacing the metallic structural parts and the plastic connectors by our Santoprene TPV has provided a mono-material system design. And on top, as the Santoprene TPVs are fully recyclable thanks to their polyolefinic thermoplastic nature, this new system design now offers real potential for recycling opportunities. And the Santoprene TPV is a key enabler to boost the design flexibility while bringing opportunities for cost-effective alternatives. And looking at the facts this new design approach could bring in terms of productive simplification, you can think of both about a reduction in the part assembly steps, but also think about the supply chain aspects. And this new mono-material approach integrates now a real recycling opportunity both at the pre-consumer but also at the post-consumer levels. And this is clearly a good fit to the Circular Economy Action Plan. After the design of freedom aspects, we would like to bring you through the high quality and differentiated solutions on the market to build brand trust. This is another clear critical variable of the equation. But before starting the analysis, I would like you to keep in mind that the final customer's purchasing power, which means basically you and myself, represents approximately 63% of the European GDP, which is the biggest buying power. And on top, the recent surveys have shown that almost 93% of Europeans sees climate change as a serious problem. And that's why customers are more and more knowledgeable about what we call corporate citizenship. And European Green Deal indeed gives the basements to support those trends by providing a legal framework of customers' empowerment through a clear labeling, helping them to make their choice with a clear conscience. And as we will go through the sum of the slides, you will be thrilled to discover how Santoprene TPV's unique performance can help your industry to shape tomorrow's brand reputations within the European Green Deal scope. And to start with, when we are talking about very demanding applications like outdoor applications or building constructions, for example, you want to extract the best out of your material. And here Santoprene TPV is clearly the partner of choice regarding longevity against various agings. Those products have been carefully formulated to meet the most stringent requirements when it comes to heat and weathering resistance. The excellent performance retention upon weathering observed for Santoprene TPV, as shown on by the minimal performance variations on this graph through the blue lines, clearly highlights the clear advantage versus EPDM's rubber compounds, represented by the red line, or also polychloroprenes, represented here by the green line. And this is why Santoprene is also proposing some certified grades which are guaranteeing the weatherability performance toward the most stringent requirements. But continuing now our journey along the product quality, the chemical resistance is a key factor in some applications, and it helps to increase the durability. And I'm sure you don't want to see, for example, your washing machines or your pipe seals in critical applications leaking out in short period of time due to poor chemical resistance. And thanks to its composition, Santoprene TPV is inherently resistant to a wide variety of polar solvents like alcohols, ketones, glycol esters, and aqueous solutions of acids, bases, and salts. It's also a very resistant toward other chemicals like detergents, sanitizers, and who knows how it is important of those days, antibacterial and hand lotions, just to name a few. But when we are looking now in the oil resistance, having a closer look on this slide for the oil and heat resistance abacus, it shows a clear overlap working area where the Santoprene TPVs are perfect alternatives to EPDM's thermoset rubbers. And on top, a typical hardness which are above typically 65 short A, the Santoprene TPV presents a lower oil swell characteristics, which makes it an excellent alternative to EPDM thermoset rubbers in application where the oil resistance is crucial. And coming to now a small missing details that can ruin a reputation or a brand. Just imagine once again a water leakage on your recently installed glass roof window due to poor gasket sealing performance. This can lead to a dramatic impact on your brand perception and image, having potentially financial consequences for you, which means also for your own customers, which we are at the end all end customers. And sealing performance is one key differentiator for Santoprene TPV. The product consistency is crucial in demanding applications like skylight windows or flat roof windows. And when looking at the graph presenting the compression set, the main target is really to approach the EPDM performance, which are represented here on this graph by this gray area. And thanks to his differentiated portfolio constantly fed with new step-out platforms, the Santoprene TPV is well positioned as a high-performing and high-quality material enabling new design approaches. But let's be factual now and take a real-life example through the UOB Plaza Tower in Singapore, which was fitted with Santoprene TPV for curtain wall ceilings back in 1996. 22 years later, the tower was supplied with new windows profiles made out of Santoprene TPV. The old profiles were brought back and the key performance remeasured and compared to the new one. And the graph clearly shows the excellent performance retention on the 22 years old Santoprene TPV gaskets when you are comparing on this graph the blue lines for the old gaskets versus the red lines, which are the new gaskets that were freshly supplied. This example is a clear testimonial of long-term longevity of Santoprene TPV, even under, say, severe climate conditions in demanding applications such as building and constructions. You will now discover how Santoprene TPV can help you further contribute to the circular economy model by bringing you through what we call our zero waste journey, which contains 4 main action points. The first action point comes to the Santoprene TPV production level. The strategic partnering with Bjørn Group is set up to value the waste produced during the manufacturing of our Santoprene TPV, also called pre-consumer waste, inside new TPE's formulations, and it helps to reduce the net waste stream from our manufacturing. In that respect, the OptiPrene TPV 6900 series ensures a valorization of our plant pre-consumer waste by providing the market with consistent products. And continuing our journey down the value chain, potential for reducing the footprint versus regular thermoset rubbers for our customers is a key signature of Santoprene TPV. They can take advantage of the recyclability potential of Santoprene TPV, and the in-process recycling, also called post-industrial recycling, offers a unique potential to reduce by up to 30% the waste generated during the transformation to produce the same part compared to a thermoset rubber. And as already mentioned, the recyclability potential of Santoprene TPV also at the end of life, at the retirement of the products, also called post-consumer recycling, is another additional opportunity to further improve the total carbon footprint during the design phase. Imagine now the potential volumes of recycled streams it would represent at the scale of the UOB Plaza that we just talked earlier. And finally, recent developments have now nailed down the final link of our zero journey. By incorporating carefully selected post-consumer recycled streams as raw materials inside our new Santoprene R2 TPV platform. After this journey, I would like you to bring you through a little bit more the details of the processing aspects. The processing aspects of a thermoset rubber process, which contains many steps, as you can see. However, looking closer at the post-industrial and the post-consumer parts, those ones have no real other alternatives than to go into the non-recycling waste stream due to their chemical natures, as we are talking about thermosets. And on top, some scrap that can be produced by some of the steps are also increasing the congestion of the waste stream. On the contrary, process simplification and the potential recyclability of Santoprene TPV offers a unique opportunity to put in place a recycling streams at the post-industrial level, allowing up to a 30% post-industrial waste reduction that comes along with a 50% decrease of the energy use versus the thermoset rubbers. We wanted to conclude this chapter dedicated to circularity by tackling the Eco-Design Directive, which lays the legal ground for repairability, upgradability, and maintenance. And those regulatory measures will also introduce the right to repair concept. And this additional framework will bring some boost to the emerging do-it-yourself repair models. And in this scope, of course, 3D printing has its perfect fit. And Santoprene TPV has shown to be 3D printable. And it offers also opportunity for any suppliers or each individuals to easily reproduce the defect parts and increase the lifetime of the device. And for those who would be interested in real-life examples of these emerging market trends, I would invite you to have a quick look at the link found at the bottom of the slides. We would like you to complete this journey with the key market segments where Santoprene TPV has proven to be a robust answer to tomorrow's challenges. When quality, consistency, and end of life matters, Santoprene TPV is the material partner of choice for building and construction markets. Are you looking for the insurance of the highest quality and consistency? Are you looking after the most stringent long-term performance to help you adapt your design in a fast-moving environment? Then Santoprene TPV is offering a whole range of materials with, for some of them, even external certification from the sector. Thanks to key recognized properties from the sector also here, Santoprene TPV is the material of choice for renewable energy by delivering flexible and robust products meeting specifications of those new disruptive markets. And finally, Santoprene TPV is also a very versatile product when we are looking for high aesthetics, touch and feel with excellent long-term performance. Even though the phone cases which are shown on these slides can be seen as a consumer type of articles, the Santoprene TPV offers a wide range of color grades which have shown to be perfectly suitable toward the coming 5G network. And again, thanks to an excellent adhesion onto polypropylene, an overmolding onto polypropylene casings delivers a potential recyclable products with a real end-of-life approach made possible. On this slide, the Santoprene TPV gives you an access to a complete toolbox that offers the design flexibility you need to build your next generation of products. This moves from our well-known injection moldable and extrusion grades to more specialized products on portfolio including medical, flame retardant, the bonding grades also finding application in consumer goods typically, but also some recent introduction of grades having improved thermal insulation properties, for example, finding potential in seating gaskets, but also thermal hoses. And Santoprene TPV portfolio is also very nicely complemented by flexible materials developed in conjunction with our partners CCS. And I will leave now the floor back to my colleague Mikko, that will give you a flavor of the technical possibilities followed by the conclusion slides. Mikko, the floor is back to you.
Thank you, Vincent, again. And especially thank you for giving such a good overview of what kind of properties you can reach with Santoprene TPV and how it can be used as a design partner. Now with this slide, what we want to do is we want to give you a quick overview of what kind of other solutions this collaboration between ExxonMobil Chemical and Bjørn Thorsen Group has resulted in. These materials have been produced at our affiliated company CCS, as Vincent mentioned. If we start from the very top, we have a product range called Optiprene TPV, a complementary solution range to Santoprene TPV. Amongst others, this product range includes, for example, our Optiprene 6816 product range, which is designed for end applications where you need some extra toughness compared to standard TPV materials. So if you're looking for example, high abrasion resistant application where you would still like to look into very soft and flexible material, maybe this could be a good option to look into. We also have a product ranges for flame retardancy, such as our HFFR and low smoke ZHFR products. And finally, in the Optiprene range, we have our Optiprene TPV 6900 series, which is, as mentioned by Vinny earlier, based on pre-consumer waste TPV. So if you're looking for a product that fits to your end application, you would like to have material that entails recycled streams, then this could be an interesting option for you. Moving on to the bubble on the left, OptiSoft TPE. OptiSoft TPE was designed for applications where nice haptics and soft touch were the key. So if you are, for example, working in a consumer product industry and you would like to design an end product that has very soft, silky touch surface, then we might have just the right material for you. And finally, on the bottom of the screen, our OptiFlex TPO range, that is 100% polyolefin-based, soft and flexible material range. So if you're looking for material that is transparent, can be very soft and flexible, and at the same time is free of certain additives such as plasticizers, styrenes, or halogens, then OptiFlex TPO could be a very interesting product to look into. Now, summing up a little bit what we've been doing today, we have been looking into European Green Deal, sustainability. We've been talking about how elastomers and thermoplastic elastomers can be used in sustainable designs, and how when doing design in collaboration can make a big difference. And therefore, I hope that you go from this webinar today by thinking, maybe instead of working in this kind of old type of structure, or silo structure as we call it here, where the end producer or the original end product manufacturer designs and decides the material and only then goes and contacts the material suppliers, perhaps the right way for future more sustainable and more comprehensive solutions would be to work in collaboration and in cooperation with all the value chain partners, from the material supplier to the distributor to the converter, and then of course finally the OEM, who of course finally sells the product to the end customer. And of course in this way we believe that we can together achieve higher value added products for your end customer, which is the goal for all of us. Now I think this was the last slide for today. I hope you've all enjoyed and got some very good ideas on how to use elastomers and thermoplastic elastomers in your future designs. If you have any questions, and I hope you do have, because you were captured by our collaboration and designing together in cooperation with all the value partners, I encourage you to scan the QR code on this slide and contact me, or contact any of my colleagues, our sales managers, or our partners worldwide. And of course, we will be very happy to help you with any of your Santoprene TPV or our complementary product ranges that we can offer. For now, I would like to say thank you very much for participating at our webinar and have a very nice rest of the day.